I can tell everyone what I'm going to do. You might not like it, but I've got a plan. Because we've got to have a deterrent. What are you going to do? Just tell everybody. What are you going to do with illegal migrants who arrive?
Please, can we please, gentlemen, we will lower our voices.
The first leaders' debate of the UK general election took place last night, and we watched it so you didn't have to. Here are our 5 key takeaways. So the first thing to take away was a continued absence of clarity on tax policy. Sunak repeatedly criticised Keir Starmer, saying he wanted to raise families' taxes by £2,000 a year.
He would put up everyone's taxes by £2,000. £2,000 in higher taxes for every working family in our country. After all the hard work and sacrifice we've been through, that's not the right course of action. I don't know why you want to put up people's taxes.
Keir Starmer.
Starmer was slower to respond and to reject this claim, but eventually described it as absolute garbage. And Labour have been clear into today that these claims from the Tories are based on inaccurate costings, inaccurate representations of what they say their own policies are. Both men did say they wouldn't raise national insurance, income tax or VAT, but this may be of little reassurance to economists who remain convinced that the government will face a black hole in the public finances after the next election. And it's not yet quite clear how each party proposes to fill that hole. Another aspect of the debate which made headlines last night was Keir Starmer saying he would never use private healthcare. The Labour leader maybe caused a bit of controversy here. Surely people think, wouldn't we all use private healthcare with a loved one on a long waiting list if we had the money to do so? Asked the question by host Julie Etchingham, Keir Starmer said, no, I don't use private health, I use the NHS, that's where my wife works. Sunak, in contrast, said he would use private healthcare if he had a loved one on a long waiting list.
Rishi Sunak.
Yes.
Keir Starmer.
No.
It came during a wider debate about the NHS and healthcare workers more generally. Both men said they wouldn't grant a 35% pay rise to resolve the junior doctor strikes.
We have to end these strikes.
How?
The grown-up way to do that is to get in the room and to negotiate with the doctors and come to a settlement.
It appeared to be a slight strengthening of the position, with Starmer saying he would consider processing asylum applications in a third country, but insisting this would only be the case if it was in compliance with international law. This came as Sunak and Starmer argued, again more generally, over migration and were asked if they would leave the European Convention on Human Rights, the ECHR, over the Rwanda plan. Sunak said he would, if forced to choose between securing our country's borders and security, and Starmer said the UK risked becoming a pariah if it left international conventions.
On immigration, we've never had numbers like this before. And he says that you can believe him on the boats. Nobody should be making that crossing across the channel.
One aspect that really stood out to us was the tone of the debate, which suggested something about the relationship between the two leaders. Sunak and Starmer both took the opportunity to use attack lines against one another, criticising their opponents for jobs they've held in the past. Starmer criticised Rishi Sunak for what he called betting against the country when he was a hedge fund manager during the financial crisis, while Sunak hit back at Starmer for working as a human rights lawyer and what he called defending extremists in previous career. Both men suggested the country wouldn't be safe in the hands of the other, with Starmer targeting his attack towards economic security and the Prime Minister towards national security. Naturally, both would reject these claims. A big part of being Prime Minister is playing nice with other foreign leaders. And with Donald Trump's possible re-election coming up later this year, it was interesting to hear from both Rishi Sunak and Keir Starmer that the UK-US special relationship would endure under their administration. The Labour leader confirmed if Trump was re-elected president of the US, then we would deal with him. The special relationship, he said, transcends whoever fills the post of Prime Minister and President, because it's so important to both countries. While Sunak said, having a strong relationship with the UK's closest partner and ally is critical for keeping the country safe, reinforcing again his message on national security. Here at City A.M, we would like to know, did you watch the debate? Who do you think won? Let us know in the comments below.